So I don't know. Can you call one of your folks and see if they're able to still get on? Hey y'all. So we just got kicked off and I had to end the cast and I'm back on. All right, hold on.
Hey, are you able to click back in? What did it say? It says it have a Wi-Fi issues. Wait 1 second. But can you log back in and see what happens?
Because we on now. Okay, T-shirt. I know, Leilani, you see it? You see it? Yes, this is what she does. I had to get everybody to try to get back on. They can go to my YouTube, which is Mission for Mental Health, and it's live now. Dang, we have people on there. Oh, y'all, jump on, please.
Is it the same link?
I do not know.
So when you click on the link, she's talking about having issues.
So
the link.
So that link is a new link then?
So when you click on it, you can't come to the new one? I mean, you can't come to, not the new one, but can you see us now? No, he can't see us now. You can't see us? It talks about.
All right, so I need to create a new link. You want me to start show at 9?
He finna go off and go back on again.
Okay, see what happens. Because we're telling we're live now.
We're live now.
I got 2 viewers on there, but they may be people that I already know. But it's some people
that had the old link, and the old link is what you just clicked on. Yeah. We have some Wi-Fi issues. Mm-hmm. So when you go back in, it's not going to get us. So it's like we got to create a new link. Yeah.
It's showing us live too. Share.
What do it say when you go back in?
Copy link. I'm about to send you the link. Paste. I ain't coming out of here. Y'all just
44 people viewing 20 minutes ago. So it's not going to.
All right. Are you able to do the new link? You want to try to send out a new link, or you think it's too late?
We can try.
I just sent it to you.
Okay. I'm gonna hang out with you, Lenny. You see us? Oh, okay. Is that the old link? You see me? He see us.
He see us spinning around here talking.
Yeah. So we don't need a new link. I mean, we can't do it, but he see us.
You see us?
He see us. Yeah, he see us. So it's still the same link, right?
Y'all work
with us now. The people will have to do it. They will have to go in
and come back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then when they go back out and come back in at the bottom left, they got to tap in live. Tap the button live. That's the only one to get back in.
Okay. You want to put it on your social media?
All right. Okay. Let me put it on my social media. Lenny. Okay. I'm gonna hang up with you. Okay.
All right. So we are we learned something on this one.
Is this you right here?
Mm-hmm. Nope, I just sent you one just now. This whatever I just sent you at 8:28. I'll call you faster. So y'all work with us. Work with us.
It's doing a count now. Is there an issue with the system? Click back on. We should have did this at other stuff.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now what I need to do? Ooh.
So that's us. Mm-hmm.
Right, but how do I? Okay, now what I need to do? Ooh.
So
this is a new link?
Yeah, I think so.
Because if they go back in, they'll be on.
Okay. So if you put on your social media as well, tell them to go back in and click on the live, and they'll see us live. and we're going to give y'all a few minutes. I know usually I get, usually this is an hour, y'all. This is an hour show, but if y'all will bear with us, these things happen. I told y'all the devil was going to be busy because we're trying to do some great things. And this is a great testimony that we have today. And, we've been doing a lot of work trying to get this show ready for you guys. So if you could bear with us just a few more minutes, and let's let some people jump back on. Y'all, like, in the meantime, let me plug where I am. I am at V&J Designs phase 3. Cause see, she got 4 stores, y'all. Look here. I walked in and saw my custom shirt today. Ain't she cute? Ain't she cute? Yes, she is. I'm gonna need y'all to support this business. I meant to bring my shirt. She made my first, I hate to say, Falcons shirt. Back in the day when Michael Vick was playing, all of us had to be blinged out when we went down to the dome, right? And so she was making everybody's. When I say everybody, she was making everybody's blinged out Falcons t-shirt. And I wish I would have brought mine so you guys could have seen it. But she was in Riverdale on Highway 85. Y'all know what it is. She was in Riverdale on Highway 85. Okay, so we got some people jumping back on. Thank you guys so much for jumping back in. I appreciate you. We'll give y'all a couple more minutes, then we're going to get started. Things happen, y'all, when we doing live. That's so funny because like the first 10 minutes, y'all be like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? But yeah, so while she's doing that, let me give y'all a tour of the store too, just so y'all can see. We rearranged a little bit. Well, y'all can see behind me. Custom t-shirts. Custom t-shirts. She got a Hawk shirt. Custom the way you like them. She also does shoes. The store is so pretty, y'all. It's over South Lake Mall in the the South Lake Mall where the old townhouses, the old town, what they call it, old town, right?
Old Town Morrow.
Old Town Morrow. Uh-huh. You remember they tried to burn this thing down a little while ago, but it's popping. And you know what? She is like one of the only vendors over here. So she's doing, yes, my cousin said, I think that lady blinged out my Uggs. She probably did. Yep, she is the bomb. So we're just trying to give her a minute so she can reach back to her people and let them jump on. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is just, I'm going to jump on my social. Your face keeps popping up and then it goes away. Okay, log in again. How are you guys seeing everything? Keith, Leilani, y'all seeing everything okay? We doing good? Can somebody let me know how we doing? If I lost you on the live, log back in. Okay. So yeah, they're saying that it's good on their end. And so we're just going to see if a couple more of your people can jump back on. I hope so. And then we're going to talk because she got a story. I want y'all to hear her story, y'all. Are they able to get back in?
I don't know. I got a lot of people that
that you sent it to.
Mm-hmm.
And even if this one don't pan out, y'all, guess what? We're going to do it again. We will do this again. All right.
Let me ask you.
So give us a few more minutes, y'all. Give us about 5 more minutes, and we'll do it at 8:45 to 9:45. I know I don't keep y'all late, but I'm so sorry. I could. show. All right. Yeah. What you think?
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
I see yours. Oh. All right. I'm going to recopy the link as well, you guys, and put it in my social media as well. And hopefully, Facebook. We are live. Okay, we got that one. All right. Was Lenny able to get back on?
Mm-hmm. He's not on.
Oh, I don't know. He just ain't made no comment.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I don't know.
We don't know who. Okay, gotcha.
I know it's 6 people on there now. 2 had made a comment, so we were rolling for a second there.
Okay, hold on. I can't get in. Something is wrong. Yeah, she came on and stated Wi-Fi issues. That was all.
She did.
Reclick.
Okay. All right, y'all. Hang in there with me. A couple more minutes. I got you. L. Smith is here. Thank you, L. Smith. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right.
Okay, they tuning in.
They're tuning in.
Go back in.
All right. So give them a couple more minutes, y'all. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. Things be happening, y'all. You know, sometimes the devil be busy and don't want us to be great, but we're going to be great regardless. And we done got all lighting up in here. I got my new shirt on. It's so cute. I love my shirt, y'all. It's so pretty. And yeah, we going to chat.
He said I did the same thing.
When he logged off and logged back on?
Mm-hmm.
Send him that new link that I sent you.
Okay.
All right. We're getting ready to lose people too. Because y'all know if it don't work this week, I will be back doing it again next week. This is going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going down. Hey, Ashley.
Oh, that's okay. She in.
Ashley's in.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey.
Hi, girl. Hey. She just got word.
Okay.
So she got in. I don't know why.
All right. So we'll just roll. You ready to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm so sorry.
Oh, wait.
Look, when y'all watch the replay, y'all go ahead and move 14 minutes and 30 seconds into the live. Just move in 14 minutes and 30 seconds into the live. You know what I'm saying? Ashley said, I told you I'll make it. Thank you, Ashley. We appreciate you. We had some internet issues. What they say, we had a time last night. Child, we had some internet issues, but it's all good. And like I said, if this doesn't pan out, guess what? I'm going to do it again because I believe my guests deserve the opportunity to share anytime they're taking time away from their businesses and time away from family and things that they regularly do on a Wednesday night to give me an hour of their time, they're going to be heard. Okay. So if they ain't heard today, guess what? They will be heard come next week. Don't play with me. So, Nikki.
Yes.
Nikki. Where you from, girl?
I'm originally from Georgia.
Are you from Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Athens, University of Georgia. Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be our camera over there.
Okay.
I mean, I know you cute. Okay. You just plugged me, but it's gonna be our camera over there.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So UGA, are you? Did you go Dogs as they say?
I'm a big Georgia fan.
Okay.
Yes, I
am.
am.
To the games and stuff like that.
I went to a few games, not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It says crowd getting up in there now going to them games.
Yes, it is.
Winning those championships the way they have.
Mm-hmm.
Did you attend college at UGA? Or?
No, I did not. Mm-mm.
Did you go to college at all?
No, I went to real estate school. Okay. That was it. I barely passed the exam, and I left it alone.
No, that's right. Look, it ain't for me either.
Yes.
Driving folks all around town to look at houses for them, say, I want that one. I'll be mad. So, no, it ain't for me either. It ain't for me either. So, so when you got out of oh yeah, she's on. Yeah. Okay, they're getting in. They're coming in. Vaughn is in.
Who is Vaughn?
I don't know.
Oh, I just see VO. I don't know.
Okay.
The whole name is not there.
That's okay. We just know they on, and we're just happy that you all bared with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
To get to this little phase right here. So you opted not to go to college after high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so did you just automatically start opening t-shirt businesses, or what type of? Because I know this thing, t-shirts is not your first hustle, is it?
Well, fashion is my. It's where I started from. I always wanted to get into the fashion business. Mm-hmm. Didn't know which way to go. You know, you get out of high school, you just kind of be like, okay, let me go get the job. But then I just knew in the back of my mind, I wanted to get into some type of retail.
Right.
And when I got into the retail business, I started managing. I didn't wait to be a salesperson. I just started managing because I wanted to go straight for the money. But being a visual merchandiser, which I became, and that's setting up stores. And that's when I got to Atlanta and I was doing that.
There was a visual merchandising.
Visual merchandising. That's when you go in and you actually just go in and you set people's stores up.
Okay.
And I love doing that. So I got a position in the company along with being an actual manager. So it started like that. And you know, that was my niche. I knew it was. And fashion, putting things, I just got that eye.
Got that eye.
I just got that eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So did you go to school or anything for this, or this is
all natural?
God's gift.
God's gift. Yeah. All natural.
So, you know, and I tell people in, you know, when I was growing up, I always believed, okay, you got to go to high school, then you got to go to college, and, you know, then you start your career. But as I've gotten older and I'm looking like at a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't go to college. I mean, it's not for everybody. And guess what? That is okay. Mm-hmm. So entrepreneurs be making more money than us running around here with student loan debt. So, you know, I get it.
Yeah.
So what are some of the stores that you were doing your setups in? Did you work at Rich's? Did you ever work at Rich's?
No, I never worked at Rich's.
I always thought all black people in Atlanta worked
No, I never worked at Rich's. I started with a couple of hip hop stores. They opened up one in Stonecrest called Demo. I was store manager there, and then DTLR Downtown Locker Room from Virginia came to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Oh, Downtown Locker Room, yes. You know, they opened up so many stores. Yeah. They opened up like 6 locations in Atlanta. Uh-huh. They hired me to open up the Camp Creek location. Yeah. And once I opened up the Camp Creek location, they gave me an actual second position within my position to go around and do all the visual merchandising.
Okay.
But by that time, they found me. I was ready to branch off on my own.
Yeah.
I was already ready to go.
Yeah. How old were you at that time?
I don't know. I think I was about 22.
Oh, you were just a baby.
Yeah, about 22.
You was a baby
22, 23. I say about 24. Somewhere around there.
Okay, that's still a baby. That's young. Yeah. So you were living in Atlanta then?
Yes, I'm in Atlanta by this time. Yep.
Okay. And so you said, I'm ready to go off on my own. And then when you went off on your own, what did you do?
So, I just took a leap of faith. And I just got out there. I just told my district manager, who was above me, I said, and he understood. They still shout me to this day. I just told him that it's time for me to depart. I mean, I thank them for what they did for me because I did a lot with the company, but it was time for me to go.
Right.
And I just took that leap of faith, and I started off dealing with a lot of celebrities. So that was my moneymaker. Right. It wasn't the public eye. It was me dealing with celebrities.
So what do you call it? A personal.
Yeah, I was a personal stylist. But I was actually putting logos, but it was the bling because everybody wanted stuff for stage appearance. Like this.
I ain't even on stage. I bling.
Right.
I want to bling and I ain't even on stage, y'all. Well, yes, I am. Yes. So you were putting are you able to say some of the celebrities that you did? Okay, I'm ready.
I mean, they're so big now. They probably,
like who?
Yeah. So, I had Jeezy. That's when he came out with the snowman t-shirt. You remember he came out with that CD, and oh my God. And to this day, I still love that CD. So I did his cover, the shirts for some of his videos. I did a lot of stuff for Shawty Lo, who's passed away. I did so many. Yes, so many different ones. Baby D. I did a lot of stuff for T.I. I did a lot of different stuff as they was coming up. I was coming up along with them.
Yes.
Right. So Boys in the Hood, but I don't think Boys in the Hood is back out anymore. But Boys in the Hood, them Boys in the Hood.
So popping. Okay.
Yeah. So I did a lot of stuff. Football players. I had to do a lot of traveling, go to their studios, dropping off things. And so it was a lot of footwork as well.
Yeah. Too. You had to get your grind on.
Oh, it was, but they paid me, so it was all good. And it lasted for years. And then eventually it died out. So what I did was, because the bling was still popular,
right?
I just said, okay, let me just open up to the public. So what I did was I went and got me a store at one of the discount malls, and it worked out. But at first it was like, we don't wear bling. So I had to take all of my pictures, post them on the wall so people can see that, okay, she the one who made Jim Jones stuff, Shawty Lo stuff, D4L stuff. She's the one that made all this stuff, and I have pictures up there. They're like, oh, you the one did all that.
Yeah.
So then my sales started generating back.
Yeah. Like, you know how we are.
Yeah.
You know how we do. Okay. She famous.
So everything started coming back, and people was like, okay, cool, I want to go ahead. And then my sales started picking up, but then the sales started going down, and the sales go pick back up, and then eventually.
But that's retail life.
That's right? Retail.
So you always have to reinvent yourself.
All the time.
Yeah, you always have to reinvent yourself. All right. So how did you end up? Tell me about when you decided to open up your store after the flea market, the discount market. How did you? What was your own national?
No, I was on Terra Boulevard.
Okay.
They had just opened up.
I forgot about that little discount spot over there.
Well, no, not that one. They had another one that they opened up by Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
And that one became available. A black owner opened it up, and it did well.
But that's Upper Riverdale Road in Terra Boulevard. Yeah.
And it did good for a while, and then they had some problems, and I needed more time and I needed more hours there, but they could, discount malls, they only open a certain amount of time. So yeah. And then of course I had my son with me at the time because he was just born. Right. So
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. I eventually found at the discount mall, since a lot of people were starting to leave, this one Korean guy, he opened up a tattoo shop, which was down the street. So he called me. We never speak. It's nobody but God. So he said, Nikki. I said, who is this? He said, this is such and such. They just come over here. It's a plaza over here. I think you might like this since you're trying to find your new spot. I said, okay. So I ride down the street and I get to Highway 85 and I'm like, oh my God, look at all these stores. I'd never been to Highway 85. Right. I only stopped right there at Terra.
Right.
So when I get to Highway 85, I look to my right, then I go up and across from Chick-fil-A, there was a plaza, older plaza. I looked in the window. Yep. I said, oh my God, it needs a lot of work. Oh my goodness, it needs a lot of work. So I called the landlord. Now at this time, business was so slow. I probably had like $5 or $6 to my name. Ooh. But I had a checkbook at the time. You know, we had checks.
Move that money.
Yeah.
I got 3 days to get that money in this one right here.
Right. So I went on and wrote the check to the landlord. He said, you can go ahead and have it. He asked what I was doing, nothing. And I wrote the check. And before you know it, God was so good because I had faith and I believed. And all my celebrity friends said, Nikki, where you at now? So I don't know. They just popped up from nowhere. Right. And they was like, Nikki, we need to come get some stuff made. So they just started back shopping. And once they started spending money, I took that money and I fixed up the place. Yeah. And it went from there.
So that's the one on Highway 85.
Across from the Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm. And I remember what made me stop in there is I was going to a Falcons game and I wanted to be cute. I think this might have been my first Falcons game. And I'm like, you know what? I need to be cute like the rest of them girls when they stepping up in there in the dome, not Mercedes-Benz. It was in the dome, and I was driving down Highway 85. I had a girlfriend that lived over there, and you had T-shirts hanging up outside the store, and it was. I love anything that sparkles, and so I said, "Oh, let me pull up in here and see." I don't even think were we going to. I think we were going. Yep, we were going to the game, and then we was going to a club after, like a party after. And I went in, and I wish I'd have brought my shirt. That was my first little blinged out. Look, we were waiting in line, baby. We was waiting in line for them shirts. You hear me? Blinged out little Falcon shirt. It's nice little stretch material. Now, if I bought that shirt back when Vic was playing and I still got it and it's still some good, that'll tell you the quality of the shirt. The quality of the shirt. So tell me about, is this phase 1?
Yes, that was phase 1. Mm-hmm.
So tell me about phase 1 and how phase 1 was doing for you and what made you shut it down.
Phase 1 did very well. Once I got everything fixed up, I had a partner, but he didn't last long because he had a section where he did shoes. So of course, within the 6 months he had to go. So I was like, oh my God, I got to pay this rent by myself. But I wasn't scared because I was making money. But then business gets slow, and it got extremely slow for a moment. And once it got slow, all I can remember is I had a person come in. She said she was an intern for V103 and she wanted some shirts. And this is when we was about to get ready to vote for Obama to be in office. And she said, make a shirt so I could take it to V103. But by that time, I'm over here like, okay, okay. When things are kind of going bad, you just like, okay. So I made the shirt. Of course, I blinged out the Obama shirt. It was the one with the stamp. Real nice. I was shocked. So she took it to V103, gave it to Wanda and Frank Ski. And they was like, oh my God, who, trying to figure out. So she called me and said, Nikki, they love the shirts. They want you to come Friday for an interview. I said, huh? So, of course, we make that happen. But by this time, stuff started getting cut off at home. I ain't got no money. I'm like, oh my God, like, Lord, just, power got turned off. I'm like, water getting turned off. I'm like, how am I gonna get dressed for this interview on Friday? But, he made it happen. So by the time I got to the radio station on that Friday, it was a busy Friday. Talking to Wanda, they did the interview. I had to keep my face, because life is happening outside of this interview.
Absolutely.
I'm just shocked that I'm here because I never did an interview on the radio.
Right.
So I got down to the radio station and they did an interview. They had me down there with a few other people that had some shirts, but they interviewed me. And Wanda was asking me about doing some stuff for the Oprah Winfrey Show. And that was the next gig that I had got after this one. So God was good because he was working. And she said, Nikki, at the end, all I remember is at the end of the interview, she was like, Nikki, are you going to be ready to go back to your store this afternoon? You got some help? I said, yeah, I got me some help. And I'm thinking about, making some money.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I got some help. She said, you sure?
Help her.
Right.
Fake it till I make it.
Right.
I'm gonna fake it till I make it.
I said, my assistant, she back there waiting on me. I don't have not one single assistant. But she was like, yeah, because you're gonna be busy when you leave here. You do realize radio is, and in my mind, I was like, this ain't gonna do nothing. You know, this is my first interview. I don't know how this goes. So I leave from the radio station. My phone started ringing, first of all, start blowing up. So couldn't even answer the phone no more. Then I arrived at my store. I had a line outside my store. They said, I heard you on View 103 about the blinged out Obama shirts. So I got to my store. I was so scared to open up the door. My hands were shaking. People was waiting in line. Like they was waiting on, I don't know what they was waiting. They was just waiting in line. Cars was parked. And I'm like, oh my God, Wanda did say this. So I'm over here. And then I had no help. It was just me. So I said, I got to let at least 5 people in at one time. And they're like, well, I've been here. Blah, blah, blah. So I was hearing all that. So I said, I got to at least let 5 people in at one time. And by the time I let the 6, 7 person in, my store was cleared. So people at that point, they had to put orders in. Yeah. So I was back on my feet. And then by this time, it was time for me to do the shirts for Wanda to go on her birthday mission to Oprah Winfrey. Right. And then from there, it just went straight to the top. It went straight to the top from a reality show to another reality show. And it was just time to go. So it was time to go to do something else, or time to open a bigger store? Bigger store, lease about to be up, but I did resign because the owner, he gave me such a good deal. He kept working deals, you know. So I stayed. And then by the time it was for the lease to be up again, because I was there for 6 years, I signed a 3-year lease, and then I re-signed a 3-year lease. But by the time it was for me to, you know, at the end of my 6-year lease, I said, you know, it's time for me to elevate. And then that's when I found a spot off of Old National. And I saw the plaza. Of course, I'd never been to Old National before. So when I get over there, I was like, oh, it's busy over here. I said, oh, I like this. I like this. But a friend of mine, he was like, Nikki, you don't know nothing about Old National. I said, what's wrong with Old National? Girl, I said, okay. I signed a lease anyway. It was an 1,800 square foot. The landlord, he gave me a great deal, good deal. And it was busy from, I don't know no slow days from that point on. It was just sky's the limit. That's a blessing. Yeah, sky's the limit. I ran into some time, you know, but sky's the limit once again. Yeah. That's a blessing. Yeah. So in between this, you mentioned that you had your baby with you. And so I was really impressed when we were talking. So y'all, I met her in here, in this store right here. Now I passed by her place on 138. Is that Riverdale or Jonesboro? That's Riverdale. Riverdale. Several times. I've seen it several times, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just one of them little, you know, pop-up little stores or whatever. And when I go in, everything in there gonna be too little. So I never went, but I met her here at this location, this Morrow location. And I ordered my shirt for Juneteenth. And when I went to the 138 location to pick it up, we ended up having a conversation. And I was really, really impressed because she shared with me that she had a baby at how many months? I had him at 4 months. 4 months. 4 months. 4 months. Most people in that situation, babies don't pull through. Nah, at the time I had him, they had just created or invented this bed that survived kids out of your womb at 4 months. So I was right on time. And that bed cost $40,000. So my son, once he was arrived, of course, they couldn't get me back because they kind of lost me. Yeah. Because they couldn't do the placenta. Of course, I couldn't get the placenta out. So I lost a lot. And they said I left and then I came back. So, but he was there. And at that time, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, is he alive? But I didn't know because I was in another room. Yeah. So everything was good. And they told me, they said, you go downstairs and see your child. I was like, okay. So I do have a child. I was going to say, did you even know that you had a baby? I'm like, I knew I had a baby, but at the same time, I didn't know the baby survived because I had a miscarriage before. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I just had another miscarriage. When can I go home? That was in my mind. But
Right.
then when the doctor came in and said, everything is okay, you can go downstairs and see your baby. I said, huh? I got a baby? I'm like, oh my God, I got a baby.
How big was he?
So he was like a little handful. That's it. But of course, you can't take the baby home.
Of course, yes.
He graduated from every stage that he went through. He graduated from getting on the milk, from breathing. I mean, he had no setbacks. He had one setback, and that's when I was about to take him home. And they put the milk in a little too fast. So we had to rush him off to, it's the biggest hospital for kids off of 400. I forget the name of it.
Are you talking about Children's Healthcare?
Children, yes.
Eccleston.
The best hospital everybody take their kids to.
They're Eccleston, Scottish Rite.
Scottish Rite.
Okay.
Yeah. So they took him there and got him back right. And I was able to take him home once they monitored him when he got back to his regular doctor. And then I was able to take him home. In the midst of all of that, I was still running my business when I was at the discount mall.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hard. That was hard because he came home and you couldn't have anyone around him. So you couldn't call up people, no babysitters and all that. So I had to figure it out.
How old was he when you brought him home?
Oh, I forget. Yeah.
So at 4
I think they let me bring him home about 6 months. I think 6, something like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
When you have a baby at that stage, he literally has to go through the whole process as if he was still in your uterus in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have no skin.
Yeah, he didn't have any
nothing,
skin.
right?
Yeah, he didn't have
No
no
hair.
skin, no hair. I saw him grow, but see, the light makes them grow faster. So every week I went to visit him and his skin growed, his hair started to grow. They say he's a little feisty feather. He's so cute. You know, just oh my God, he was so cute and little. I said,
cute.
oh my
He's
God.
cute now.
Yeah. I said, look at my little baby.
Yeah. So how did you manage taking care of him and running your business? And how did that have an effect on your mental health? Because you're doing this by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You single mom?
Yeah, single mom.
So how are you managing doing this all by yourself?
So in the midst of me running the business off of at the discount mall, because that's where it started, my sister, she came and helped me for a week. She had to get back to her family, but she helped me for a week. I had to figure it out.
Dang, Nikki, you tell me I was going to need some tissue. You left that part out.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I mean, it is what this is your truth. And, it's women out here who have to do this all the time. And the reason why I chose you is because your story, Lord have mercy. The reason why I chose you was because your story resonates with people. You are an entrepreneur. You're not punching the clock. You're an entrepreneur. One thing about entrepreneurship that I've learned is that if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's it.
If you don't show up, you don't eat. It's not like me where I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to clock in.
Right.
And it don't matter if I'm there or not. I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
Right. So now you have a little package with you, but you have a special package. You don't have a full-term 40-week baby.
Yeah.
You got a special baby with you. And there are people out here who are doing the same thing. How am I going to make it? How am I going to do this? I have this child that I just can't drop off to the regular daycare that I'm going to need special help with. And I still got to eat. So there's women out here doing what you have done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I chose you, because I want people to see you can make it.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, right? What were some of the challenges that you faced?
The challenges were, like the doctor said, when you go home, and his voice still replays in my mind, because what he told me still replays to this very day. Mm-hmm. He was saying things like, time is it's going to be a process. It's not going to be like, okay, we finished with this, we finished with that. No, speaking is going to be a process. Crawling is going to be a process. Walking is going to be a process. Going to the bathroom, everything is going to be a process. It ain't going to be normal.
So these are the challenges that he's facing from being born so early.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So got through a lot of them, but one of the things that scared me the most, I was in bed sleep one day and didn't know that this was coming, but times was really hard. I think this is when I was the discount mall things. It was just a lot going on, and I was in my house and I had no AC. I mean, just a lot. I just reflect back on everything that was going on, and I was laying in bed, and we had the fan on us. He was okay. He wasn't like I was asleep. He was asleep. He always slept next to me because that's just how we did it.
Right.
And I felt him shaking. And when I turned over, his eyes was rolling in the back of his head. So he was having a seizure. Now, it doesn't run in my family, so I know nothing about seizures.
Wow.
So he was having a seizure. I was on the phone with 911, and she told me what to do. But as I kept getting him and retrieving him back, he'll go back into another one. So in the midst of everything going on, that was one of the things that happened. So now, but it, like the doctor said, it only lasted until he was 5 years old. So he was able to grow out. Yeah, but it was still more so I got to watch him close. And that's exactly what happened. So it was harder for me as he got a little older for me to just let anybody watch him because I never knew if that was going to come back or not. Because he had one and it wasn't one. He was having them back to back. And watching your baby turn blue and his eyes go back and he's not breathing, waiting for the ambulance to get there. Yeah, so it was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot. But God saw me. God saw me through a lot of this stuff, as I reflect back and think about a lot of the things that I had to encounter. And then in the midst of that, run my business, make sure he get everything he needs, Pampers, diapers and all that. I wasn't running for the government, running behind the government, trying to get, checks and, food stamps. I didn't know, this is my first child. You don't know. You just don't know.
Right.
I'm just running my business. I just know how to go get my money.
Right.
So times got tough. It was times where I couldn't go get I had to choose between diapers and milk.
Is this in the transition from the discount to the shop on Highway 85?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was in transition, but in the midst of all of that, I made it to the actual store. I kept, one thing about me as life gets hard, I always keep going. That's just one thing. You just, I don't know how to look back. I just know how to keep going.
Yes, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
Did you receive any type of child support or anything like that?
Oh, wow. That's a whole nother story. Whole nother story. No child support. Had to keep fighting that in court. They dodge the child support. They pay half of it. They don't pay it. They skip 3-4 months, come back, pay a small portion. Oh, yeah. That any woman knows how child support go when you don't have the father around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's rough. It's rough when you don't have support. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have a son. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
So we talked about the challenges you faced with moving from the discount mall to Highway 85. So how do we move from Highway 85 to 138 tomorrow? So
leaving.
I think you mentioned to me before we move on to that, you were telling me, girl, I went from having like thousands of dollars to like no dollars.
Yes. Yes.
I went from thousands of dollars to no dollars.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Is it because, people are like not purchasing, or you had to rebrand, or you just had to take time away from the business for the baby, or
so
how does that happen?
I had a lot of court battles with the other party. And of course, everybody knows court battles cost a lot of money.
Yes.
And I had to protect my son from certain situations. Spent a lot of money in court, spent a lot of money on lawyers. So at this time, I'm on Old National, and I'm paying this high rent. And I'm at the same time, I'm in court as well. So I'm paying attorney fees after attorney fees after attorney fees.
Right.
And I wind up at the very end, come towards my lease terms or whatever. I just got down to zero. I got down to zero.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, I have faith. God is good. So, I'm like, you know what? If I lose all this, it is what it is. My son comes first.
Absolutely.
My child comes first. I don't want to see him, and he's already have something against him when he was born. But for somebody to add to his life, my son come first, period. So I'm gonna fight for whatever I got to fight for with my son. So of course, I had just purchased a house as well, brand new house, built from the ground up. So I'm behind on everything,
car,
everything. I said, but God is so good, because at the end of this, I will receive it all back.
Absolutely,
I will receive it all back
twice fold.
Oh my God,
yeah, because you got phase. What is this 4?
Yeah.
Phase 4.
Yeah. So I receive it all back, and I just had to do what I had to do. But my son come first.
Absolutely.
I wanted to see him safe and smiling and okay, and I'm dealing with his mental state of mind. Every woman know they want to see their kids safe. We'll do anything for our kids. So I wind up, actually, I didn't lose my house. I was so happy. I found a website called opendoor.com. They came in and purchased my home. I was only there just bought the house, brand new, bought it. And I was there for 3 years. They came in, bought the house. And I received, at this time I had $0. $0. All money gone. I'm like, God, how does this happen? How you go from $35,000 a month to nothing? And I'm not even exaggerating. We're not saying 3,000 a month, 3,000 a week. We're saying 35,000, because that's how much was coming through my hands. But I had other things I was paying for, because my money was going here. When you have a business and your business is so successful, you got money here, you got to spend it there, you got to spend it there, you got to spend it here. Your money goes in different directions. But then when you have this other thing that comes in,
because the attorneys will take all your money, especially when they think you got a lot of money.
And then when business gets slow,
then you don't have a nest egg, because your nest egg
has been taken away.
So after you sold the house, did you move into an apartment, or?
No, I had a special friend, a great friend. He said, you know what, Nikki, because he actually helped me move. I said, I need some help moving. He said, where you moving to? I said, I don't know yet. I just want to move, because I already sold the house. On first of it was so beautiful. The attorneys called me and said, you come pick up your check, because we're finished with the closing. And I knew that was coming. But in the meantime, I'm moving, because they said we got to go ahead and put it on the market. I said, okay, fine. But my friend, he saw what was going on, and I really, wow, God is so good. He always sent an angel. He said, Nikki, and at this time I had a Rottweiler, and I'm like, who can let me, the dog, special Rottweiler?
Yeah, big old dog.
Right. He said, Nikki, just come on, y'all, just come on and stay with me. Just come stay with me. And it wasn't no just come on. It was like he was really wanting us to stay there. And he said, just you can stay here until Jamal graduates from high school.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, look at God. So he has a beautiful house, and he just took us in. But by that time, I'm a type person. I'm so independent. And it's not about independent. I just like
want your own space.
Yes, and I never done that before.
Yes, want your own space.
Yes, I've just never done that before. But I was so appreciative. I was so grateful and thankful. He didn't ask me for a dime. I mean, it was just like, wow, beautiful. I don't even have the words.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. When you go from zero, from a certain amount to zero, it's like, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, in the midst of all this, I got my son. He just like tagging along, like, okay, mama, what yeah. Because that's
he don't have a clue because he's a kid.
He don't have a clue, and I don't share it all.
Yeah.
I just, we gonna make it through.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. But by that time, COVID happened.
Yeah. So what happened during COVID?
COVID season. COVID was great. I made a lot of masks.
I was saying, were you able to make money during COVID? Because we wasn't out in them. Well, we was out in them streets, but we wasn't out in them streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't get dressed like during COVID. I was like, I'm gonna throw on some jogging pants, and t-shirt. I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Nikki has one son. She has one son.
Yeah.
Black girls getting their shift together. This is who helped me start my podcast.
Oh,
yeah, that's my podcast mentor, Megan. She logged in late. She said, "How many kids does Nikki have?" And Nikki has one son, and he is such a cutie pie. I'm telling y'all, he looked like he'd be one man. If y'all know what mine look like, you know exactly what he looked like. I promise y'all. I'm like, when I seen him, I was like, you one of my loud children that I didn't know about, But yeah, he's such a cutie pie, such a sweetheart. Tell me about COVID. How does that affect the pockets?
So COVID was, I'm still waiting. I'm getting my check from the house. So I got that. I felt a little bit better. I was able to pay off a lot of debt, still dealing with the court battle. So in the meantime,
I still dealing with court to this day?
To this day, I am. Yes, my son is 17. But it's so much corruption out there. And that's what I learned at the end of my court battle. I hired a good attorney, and she put a stop to everything. She saw everything that was going on from when the day it started all the way to then. So he's good now. He just see a lot of counseling and still dealing with counseling and still dealing with a lot of trauma that he went through. And life is going on. He's about to graduate. He's a senior this year.
Yeah.
He we go to church every Sunday, so he's part of the teen ministry.
Yeah.
He just went to a teen conference. So I keep him involved in a lot of positive stuff.
Yeah.
And he really loves it. He really loves it.
Yeah.
And it just the list go on and on, just all positive, He loves to rap. He's a good.
That's the first thing he told me when I walked through this door. He said, "I am a rapper." I was like, okay, so I needed to do you a show.
Yeah.
He said, "I am a rapper." He let me know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I walked through the door, he let me know that he's into the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and then told me all of his accolades too. Mm-hmm. Yes, he told me.
Oh.
Yeah, he told me all his accolades about being in the music industry.
Yeah.
So he let me know. Amanda said Nikki is one of the strongest women I know. I'm really proud of her.
Oh, thank you, Amanda.
So tell me about COVID. What did we do during COVID? How did we make it during COVID?
So during COVID, what I did was I started Ubering a while. I got into Ubering. Did that for a while. Then I said, you know what? Let me make some masks, custom blinged out masks.
Baby, that's all I wore was a blinged out mask.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of those, and I made so much money with the mask. So I started making my own mask because it was hard to get the mask.
Right.
So my friend, he bought me a sewing machine. He said, Nikki, here.
You know how to sew too?
I taught myself. Stayed up all night, and I was sewing everybody's masks.
Yeah.
Football season, all that. I was making Falcons masks, Steelers, Cowboys, whatever you call it. I was making a mask.
And I was blinging them out.
And they loved it. I took the rubber bands, and the rubber bands was going behind one ear, but the whole front was bling whatever they wanted. Logos, businesses. And when they found out I was making personalized masks, oh my God, you smell busy. I thought I was making money with the t-shirts.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I was delivering the mask, of course. Some I was dropping off at the post office. So it worked out good for me. It worked out really good.
Yeah.
Life started kind of coming back together. Mm-hmm. So I started saving the money, and then eventually, I said, I'm gonna just go find me a place, and I did. But at this time, I went to the place where I get my vinyl from. And he asked me, he said, Nick, come over here and, set up shop. I said, you don't have enough room in your shop. And I did. I had nothing else going on, and I did.
Mm-hmm. And where was the shop?
This was at SST Supply.
Okay. Where was that?
That's on 138.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not where we are now, though, right? That's not the shop now.
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Is that phase 2?
No. Well,
tell us about the phases. I know everybody keeps saying, "What's this phase?" She keeps talking about, "What's this phase?" Girl, keep talking about. Tell everybody. I know about the phases. So tell everybody about what the phases mean.
Okay, so phase one was Highway 85. Okay. Then phase 2 was Old National.
Okay.
Phase 3 is where I'm at now, 138. Phase 4 is here.
Okay. And how did you come up with, I want to call them phases?
Because every phase has a story.
That's right.
Every phase has a story.
That needs to be a hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Every phase has a story.
Mm-hmm. Every phase has a story.
You need to make a t-shirt. Every phase has a story.
Every phase has a story.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it.
It does, because when people are going through stages in their lives,
mm-hmm.
there's a story behind it,
mm-hmm.
and that you call it a phase if you want.
Mm-hmm.
You better trademark it for somebody steal.
Yeah.
But every time you're going through a portion in your life, whether it's your teens, your 20s, your 30s, you got married, you got divorced, you had kids, whatever, you got a degree, you started a business, you got a new job, whatever that phase is, every phase, how that comes about, there's a story that's attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's called process.
Absolutely.
It's the process.
It's called testimony as well.
A testimony, yeah.
Yeah, because
mm-hmm.
If you don't come across any type of struggle, you won't be appreciative when you make it.
That's right.
You won't be appreciative.
That's right.
I was a little upset earlier about this little internet situation, but I feel that the people that are on here watching are supposed to be on here.
Yeah.
And other people can see it later. You know what I'm
They'll
saying?
see it later. They'll watch it later.
So, if there's no struggle, you know what I'm saying?
If there's no testimony, you won't be able to tell it to no one. That's right.
So,
mm-hmm.
All right. So we're out the pandemic. So we're now in phase 3. And so you went from this warehouse type situation with somebody to phase 3.
Yes. I had a friend of mine. He came in and he was like, we became really cool friends. They call him Mr. Clayton County.
Yeah.
Real suave older guy. Real nice.
Okay. I don't know Mr. Clayton County. I've been in Clayton County for a long time. Mr. Clayton County.
Yeah, he was a really good friend.
Yes.
God sent angels. And, people come in your seasons.
Yes.
I mean, your life or seasons.
Yes.
So he came around and he was like, "Oh, this is nice." He saw the stuff that I was making, and then I told him I was looking for a location because of course this was getting where I was at, it was getting a little tight, and my customers, COVID opened back up, so now you can go open you a store.
Yeah.
Because at first nobody wouldn't lease and they weren't doing anything. Everybody put everything on pause.
Really?
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like all the empty shops you saw, you was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call landlord," and it's like, "Well, we can't do anything right now. We COVID's locked everything down."
But they still had to pay their rent. I'm surprised they weren't trying to.
Nah, a lot of people didn't have to pay rent.
Oh, okay.
So they wouldn't let no new leases go.
Okay.
But until everything got back up, because people was in leases and have to pay for their rent.
I got you.
So they wouldn't let a new person like me come in and tell me I don't want to pay for my rent.
Yeah.
So once COVID opened back up, it was time for me to go. And he called me one day and said, "It's a spot down the street. You need to come look at it." Once again, another person. It's a spot down the street. I said, "I don't want to go in Riverdale." I said, "Okay, I'll come look at it." I put my clothes on, went to go look at the spot down the street. I said, "Oh," he said, "No, you need to see it. The floors is done. Air is ready to go. Like you move right in, it's ready to go."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my goodness." And I looked at it, I said, "Oh, this is it." Went and negotiated, the rent was dirt cheap. She was like, "You know what? Here's the keys." She didn't want to see nothing. She handed me the keys. At that time, I was in that store within 2-3 days trying to do my grand opening.
Yeah.
So
what year was that?
This was 20
22.
No. This was 2020. No, this was 2019.
Okay.
20. So
2020 was like 2020. All right.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh Lord, let's see. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Mr. Clayton County. Nice to meet you, Mr. Clayton County. That's awesome. Okay, so you moved into 138.
Yeah, I moved into 138, and once everybody found out that, oh, she don't open up her store again. Because by this time I was in my car delivering, going, sending people stuff through the mail. They came, and it's like I never closed down because that same crowd from Old National came right back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Girl, because I'm loyal now. I'm new. I ain't going nowhere now. All right, and so now we are in, and this place is so pretty. This store, y'all, is amazing, and this is phase.
This is phase 4.
This is beautiful. There's not a lot of shops over here just yet, but it's gonna grow. It's definitely gonna grow over here. The mayor of Morrow definitely has a vision. What's his name again?
John Lampy.
Yeah, Mr. Lampy.
Yes.
He has a true vision for this South Lake area, the South Lake Mall area. So this is going to grow. So there is plenty of retail space over here, and it is absolutely beautiful.
It's the Miami vibes for me. I love Miami.
It's beautiful over here. I love it. And I've been sleeping on this because I never knew. I never knew. Like I've seen these, old houses over here for years and just never really paid it much attention until I came over here for Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And them sashes that y'all see my baby wearing on Juneteenth, she made them. Yeah, she made them. Yeah. And oh my God, they are so cute, so I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, this spot became available. Somebody came into my store because I did a lot of stuff for a lot of political people, and they got some hats made. And one guy came in here, and he was like, he came to my 138 store out of Riverdale, and he was like, if you want to, you can come over here and put together a fashion show, blah, blah, blah. Rent out the space. I was like, okay, so how much is the space? And I'm like, okay, it's too much. I just left it alone. He said, but I said, I love those houses over there. What's going on with those? He said, oh, you need to get up with this lady because they're working deals and blah, 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 blah. And you need to go in and get in. I said, okay, cool. I jumped right on it because I always saw this spot.
Yeah.
I always saw this spot. I was so happy when he told me that they was reopening. I said, I always wanted a little store over there. And I knew that I knew off back that it didn't really have as much traffic. So I said, this will be a good location this will be a good spot for a second location to see how this go.
Oh, this is going to go.
So far, it's phenomenal.
This one's going to go, especially when they include more of the, anytime they have an event or anything like 4th of July. How was 4th of July?
4th of July was banging. If you go on City of Morrow page, you will see the whole entire event. And as a matter of fact, when you go to City of Morrow Facebook page, you will see the events that they've been having for the past year. And one of the events that they had was the Black History Fashion Show that the mayor called me in on. And I put together a fashion show called the Red Carpet, Black History Meets Red Carpet. And when I say we shut it down, we shut it down.
This location to me, I believe, is probably going to be your best one yet. I love it over here. Y'all, the atmosphere over here is it's just pretty. You got to come up this ramp. I know that you guys are passing by, running over this mall, but forget the mall. Come up this little ramp and just look out here. And those of you that are interested in creating some retail space for your business, this is definitely it. This is definitely it. When my business grows, y'all, when this grows, we're going to need like a little studio. I want a studio over here.
Yes. This would be a good podcast place because it's real nice. I can
light this thing up so pretty. It's lit up now. I have one light going. I mean, she has plenty of lights over here. But it is definitely a beautiful location. And, one thing I can say about you, Nikki, I always believe that God puts people in your space for a reason. I don't know why God put you in my space. The other day when I came into the store, I don't know why. I don't know what made me talk to you. I don't know what made me hear your story. I don't know how that worked. All I know is I went to go get a Juneteenth shirt. That's all I know. I went to go pick up my shirt that I almost forgot to go pick up, to be honest. And I believe that God puts people in your space for a reason. And I think that your story, it shows true resiliency. If y'all want to see what resilience looks like, if it was a picture, if it was a person, is that what they said? If resiliency was a person, Nikki is it. She is it. Yeah. I really did love your story, and I really do appreciate you sharing, working through the technical difficulty with me today. Yes. And we can always do another one when you want. And we will, now that I know what to do, it'll be better. Right. We'll have a better setup. I still want to use this location because I love this location. I think it's beautiful. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you want to share with us? What would you say? What would you say to the person that is sitting at home right now? Okay. And that probably may have either lost their job or is not making enough money to take care of their family. They're a single mom. They're struggling. They're feeling like there's no way I'm going to make it. I don't know. I'm on my wit's end. I don't know what more to do. What would you say to that person?
Well, throughout my struggles, the only thing I can say is I know everybody loves to say the word pray, but it actually works. Like when you talk to God and you ask God, which direction should I go? What should I do? What should I do next? I got up today. Tell me which direction to go. I talk to God like that because I have to. Yeah. I need a sense. You ask God for a sense of direction, and He'll send people. He'll send people your way, and you just have to pray. You really, prayer works. Prayer works, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're gonna make it. You have to believe that if you have a vision, that you can go shoot for it and do it. It's so many times that I only had a certain amount of money and I didn't look at my money because it wasn't about the money. I just took a leap of faith and actually just did it. When I got the store on 138, Highway 85, and I moved into that store with $5. $5. Wrote a check for $5 because I knew the God that I serve. And I wasn't jipping the guy because he could have easily kicked me out, but he didn't.
Right.
That wasn't the game that I was playing. What I did was I just knew that was the spot for me. I just knew it because I asked God. I said, God, what do you want me to do today? And when I got up out of my bed and the guy called me and said, Nick, I need you to come over here and look at this spot. I already knew it. So when you keep prayer first in your life, you read the word, just pray, go to church, get into the word. The word is everything. And you pray and you ask God for guidance. He got you. He got you. And that's the only thing that I know that worked for me.
Yeah.
I can't sugarcoat. I can't put it no other kind of way.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, everybody got a hustle and everybody got something that they can do. And let me go over here, make some money here. Let me go there. And then when everything start falling again, you back in the same boat. So my thing is, if you pray and ask God for guidance and He'll show you which direction to go, He'll open up those doors.
That was a little word. That was a word for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a word.
It's a lot behind it.
Yeah.
But once you start getting into the word and on a spiritual note, you will find yourself. It's deep. It's so deep. It's deeper than just praying. Because when you start learning who the person you're in love with, your God, you start figuring out who He is. Because it's just like being in a relationship, like my pastor said. You get with a person. How are you going to love a person you don't know? How are you going to be with a person you don't know?
Right.
It's the same thing we do when we go to God. How are you going to say you love God and you don't know your God you serve? So you got to get into the word and you got to start reading and figuring out, okay, what this mean? And you got to read, because once you start reading, God will start opening so many doors for you. He'll start opening up so many doors that you can't even believe. And He'll make things happen. He'll make things happen. Yeah. And I mean, it's just all through prayer. You have to pray. You have to pray, ask God, get on your knees. Because I did. When I went from, you mean to tell me I got to sell my brand new home?
Right.
And then I got a table full of bills right here. All of them do. Past due, overdue, just do. You know, and I put my hand on the table and I said, God, I said, you got to take care of all these bills. Everything is due. I'm moving out the house now. So everything is due. What
am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
What am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
And I was like, I'm not a realtor. So I'm like, I'm not going to get a check for this house. I just moved in it. How do I get a check? God showed up and showed out. To this day, January, I still remember 2019. They called me to the office, Camp Creek. The attorney said, Ms. Jones, you come pick up your check. I said, I got a check. He said, you want to know how much? I said, no, I don't want to know. Just let me get there.
Yeah.
I got there.
I'm just happy to get it. Just happy to get it.
You give me $500.
Yeah.
I just need something. Yeah. I got there and I opened up the check. He said, you can sign right here. And I was like, oh my God. I said, what? I said, I need to get back in real estate. I didn't know that he said, oh, you didn't know? They didn't tell you on the phone? I said, no, I told her I didn't want to know. Yeah. He blessed me.
Yeah.
He blessed me.
And he's still blessing you. And you're a blessing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Your story's so inspirational.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I thank you. Let me show you some of these sweet comments that people said.
Okay.
Salute to the power. We love you, Nikki.
Thank you, Daphne. Yes.
Wonderful story. Keep it 100.
Thank you so much.
Got some hand claps and some hearts.
Yes.
Some more hearts. Nikki, you're the best.
Oh, thank you. I know.
And some more hand claps and a banner. It feels good when people recognize the struggle, right?
Yeah, it's a struggle. But going through the struggle makes your journey a lot better, because right now nothing can touch me, because I know through the struggle nothing can touch me.
Yes.
So when it started coming like this, I'd be like, oh, okay. I said another one of these, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like I always call it like getting the flu.
Yeah.
Right. So the first time you get the flu, like you're so sick, your body's like, oh Lord, what's going on here? We ain't used to all this sickness, right? Yeah. What's happening? Mm-hmm. And you kind of knocked out, right? And then you go through the process you got to go through. You're out for a couple of weeks, and then you get better and you feel better. And then next year, because we don't like that flu shot, you get the flu again. Mm-hmm. But this time when you get it, it's not as bad because your body knows exactly what to do to fight it off. It builds up an immunity. So that's what you have built up. You've built up an immunity to where you're like, okay, I got it. Look, boy, I've been with $5 and made it. I've been with $35,000 and made it. Mm-hmm. I've been with a house and made it. I've been without a house and made it. Mm-hmm. I've had bills sitting on. Would you say they was do and do?
Yeah.
Half due is beyond due. do and made it. Mm-hmm. So you have built up an immunity and know how to combat when things start coming your way, and you combat through faith.
Yeah, that's it. Because as you look at things,
that's the best partner in crime to have, ain't it?
Yes. That's the best weapon you can have. You can look at things that you have been through in life and be like, okay, God, you conquered that. You conquered this. You conquered that. You conquered that. So when now you sit back at a certain age and you be like, oh, okay. So now I know what my grandmother has always said. She said, baby, keep on living.
Keep living.
Keep on living. Because as you go through life, bigger levels, different devils.
Oh, bigger levels. Different devils.
It's just how you're gonna deal with when they come. Yeah. And I still go through it through this day, like right now.
Yeah. Because you did say you still fighting in court and it's been 17
Well,
years.
Yeah, I put that behind me. Yeah. My son about to be 18. Spent all the money I could with the attorneys. We have put that behind us, so terribly behind us.
Great.
Because it for 17 years of dealing with a narcissist, a person who plays victim, they throw the rock, hide their hand, and go cry wolf. That's what we've been dealing with. Here's your child. Go spend time with your child. Then when the child goes with the other parent, the child don't want to go because of the drama and the trauma that they go through with the other parent.
Right.
So we get to court, they play the victim. And they know how to play the victim because they have other kids they done it to as well. So this, and it's all on Instagram. People say, how people, they go and do things and create their own mess and then go back and cry and play victim. That's what we've been doing for 17 years. 17 years.
Yeah.
17 years. Yeah. But thank God we at the end of this battle. I'm not even thinking about the battle. I forgave. I just forgive. And I always ask God to continue to bless the other party because I don't, I move on. That's just me. I'm the type of person, I just move on. I don't hold grudges. Yeah, it hurt. Oh, it hurt bad. It hurt bad.
Yeah.
It hurt bad. It hurt tremendously bad. When I say sleepless nights, it hurt bad. Financial. I mean, it just hurt bad. But I know the God I serve. And if he wasn't, if I didn't have God in my life, I don't know which direction I would have went. Yeah. But 17 years, not every 2 years, not every year. I'm talking about 17 years straight and running a business and raising a child on your own. Not being married for 4 years and had some help along the way. 17 years, single mom. Had to make it happen. And I haven't even faced his disability. They had to put that to a side because it was so much other weight. Yeah. But I didn't want to use podcasts to even bash or do any of that. I can.
Yeah.
Still can get on YouTube like they do and create stories and talk about me and the other mother and bash our name. Still to this day, I could do all of those things. I could have done all those things, but
why?
Why?
But why?
I'm not gonna do it
because you ain't trying to block your blessings.
No,
at all.
No.
It's be who they be.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff that I can just show. Like I can pull up paperwork and say, see, I can do so much stuff to prove my victim in this, oh, he did do this. I can do all those things, but I'm so beyond that because life is so good. God has been so good to me and my son.
Yeah.
God has been so good to me and my son throughout the midst of that. When I say for 17 years, I don't even see how I did it. Well, I know how I did it.
You know how you
but I just don't see it because I never been harassed the way that this person harassed me. I never thought I'd be a victim of somebody who did the things that they did. But I could easily get on social media. I could have used this podcast tonight and just blab, but I'm not going to do that because I know the God that I serve and I'm going to a whole nother level that I can't even imagine. I already know it. So is my son. So in a minute, ain't nobody going to be able to touch us. And I know he got a plan. I know he has a plan. Mm-hmm. So I tell anybody who listening, you just got to stay prayed up because the devil is out there and the devil uses anybody close to you. And it's always the ones close to you.
Yeah.
So, I'm so strong and always been strong and nobody can break this because I know the God that I serve and I will keep saying his name because he's the one that got me through it all. Yes. He got me through it all. I didn't ask for my son to be premature, but we got through it all. And he's the smartest kid. Oh my goodness.
He's so sweet. Oh my God.
Straight A's.
Oh, he's so sweet.
He's a straight A student. That little boy, he's the smartest little kid. He's gonna be an audio engineer. He's
They want you back on. They want you back on, Handy. So we'll do that. We can do a part 2. We can do a part 2.
You'll mess. Mr. Clay County.
Clay County.
Yeah.
We can always do a part 2. And we can talk about that. And I'm glad that you didn't get on here and bash the other party.
Don't need to.
Like that, because
don't need to. I pray
really not even necessary. I mean, at this stage in your life, there's no need of y'all made it.
And still making it.
Yeah, I mean, y'all have made it.
We have made it.
You don't have to bash anybody to get ahead.
And I'm not going to this day. It's so many things I can just pull up and play in my phone and show and do. I can do all those things that he's doing right now. But guess what? God is so good. I'm gonna let God deal with that problem because that's gonna be a problem.
Well, and that one has their own problem they need to deal with.
Yeah. And I pray that eventually, he knows how to overcome things and move on, and just know how to cope and deal, because the way he's coping and dealing, he's coming at us like, and then he's doing it at the other parent. And we're just like, really? Like, how old is you now?
Yeah.
One kid is in college. My son about to graduate. Like,
Yeah. We can do a part 2. So you could talk a little bit more about your son, if you don't mind. And the challenges that he faced and the resources that you were able to come across to help someone who also has a child with disabilities.
Okay.
Can we do a part 2, y'all? Can we do a part 2? I'm having on another shirt too. I appreciate you, Nikki. So we're going to end our show.
Okay.
We actually did go for the whole hour. Well, we went a little past our hour. So.
Yes.
So we'll do a part 2.
Okay.
All right. We sound good? Y'all want a part 2? I know y'all do. I know the King of Clayton County do. What do you call the King of Clayton County?
Huh?
The mayor? No, you the mayor of the Clayton County?
Nah.
No, Clayton County don't have no mayor. But you can be the mayor if you like. So, all right, we will see y'all next Wednesday. So, the purpose of me doing this podcast was to every week I like to bring someone on to share their story in hopes of helping somebody else. As you see, we are going to definitely do a part 2. I see you guys in the comments asking for that part 2. And guess what? We're going to be set up so perfect next time when we do this part 2, because I really do think there's some information that you all can really use. Y'all know what the housekeeping rules on how this thing goes, right? I need you all to please subscribe, like, and share. I really, really want to grow this podcast. I really, really want to advocate for mental health. That is not a calling that I asked for myself. It is a calling that God gave me. He put it on me to do this, and I have absolutely no choice but to follow what he asked me to do. So if you all can please subscribe, like, and share so we can build this podcast. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, if you know anyone who would like to be a guest on the show, you can reach me on all my social media platforms at Mission for Mental Health. You can email me at missionformentalhealth@gmail.com. You can call me, you can text me, you could tell your friend to call a friend. You can do whatever it is that you want to do to reach out to me. But I would love if you have a story that you love to share, that you think that can inspire somebody to make a life a little bit better for them. Might not make it perfect, but a little bit better, so they can see, hey, I know I got this, anxiety going on, this depression going on, this challenge going on, whatever it is going on, and you can show them, hey, I have the same thing going on too, and I can make it, and so can you. I would love for you to be a guest on the show. But until then, I will see you all next Wednesday. I'm going to see if I can get Nikki back on next Wednesday. So we're going to be on again with different outfits. Hey. Y'all enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.